One Hen, written by Katie Smith Milway and illustrated by Eugene Fernandez. The theme in this series is about taking action and making change. This is a story about how one small loan made a big difference. I love the illustrations, and oftentimes you'll see some symbolic representations on the sun. Also, compare the size of the protagonist here on the front with his mother and the houses and the land that he's walking on. I think the illustrator has a message for us as well. Look at the size of this chicken compared to the building and the truck. There's a message in that. Kojo tugs the knot tight and hoists a bundle of firewood onto his head. Since his father died, he has had to quit school and help his mother collect wood to sell at the market. It is the last load of the day, and he is tired and hungry. Kojo and his mother live in a mud-walled house with an open fire for cooking. Beside it is a garden where they grow their own food. They never have much money or much to eat. As Kojo nears the house, he can smell his mother's fufu cooking, their main meal made from cassava and yams. He begins to walk faster. Cassava is a root. Now, if you look at the illustration here, you see the size of Kojo and his mother, and there is a special mask on the face of the sun. I wonder what that represents. Kojo and his mother live in a village in the Ashanti region of Ghana. None of the 20 families in the village have very much money, but they do have a good idea. Each family promises to save a bit of money so that one family can borrow all the savings to buy something important. The Achempong family is first to borrow the money. They use it to buy 2 cartloads of fruit, which they sell for a profit at the market. When they pay back the loan, the Duodu family borrows the money to buy a second-hand sewing machine. They plan to turn the cloth they weave into shirts and dresses to sell. One day, it's Kojo's mother's turn. She uses the loan to buy a cart so she can carry more firewood to the market. She also hopes to rent the cart to people who need transport. There are a few coins left over. Kojo asks if he can have them to buy something for himself. He has a good idea, too. Look at how the sun appears lower than the sky where the people are walking in the fruit, and I'm not sure what this man is holding on to, if that's money or what that is. There's Kojo with his mother, and this time the chicken is on the sun. Little elephants in Ghana. The sewing machine is here too. So this is the loan that Kojo gets. So one person took a loan, and then with the money they made, they let someone else borrow the money so they could pay it forward. Kojo's idea is to buy a hen. He and his mother will eat some of the eggs it lays and sell the rest at the market. There is a farmer in the neighboring village with many hens, and Kojo will ask to buy one. It takes Kojo 2 hours to walk to the chicken farm. By the time he arrives, he is hot and dusty. He wonders how he will know which hen to choose. There are so many. Kojo tries to look over all the chickens. See the emphasis on all. A white one pecks the ground near his foot. Should he choose this hen? A speckled one flaps her wings and clucks. Perhaps she is the one. All at once, Kojo spies a plump brown hen with a bright red comb sitting in her nest and puffing out her feathers. She looks as if she would enjoy laying eggs. Now he doesn't have to think. He knows in his heart that she is the one. Kojo pays for the brown hen and puts her in a wicker basket. He gently covers the hen with a cloth and lifts the basket onto his head. As he walks home, he dreams about the future, and he sees a lot of eggs in it. Eggs to eat, and if he is lucky, eggs that he can sell to buy more hens. That night, he puts the basket with the hen beside his bed mat to keep it safe. So you can see as he's walking, there's a tree in his dream with the houses and the hens and the eggs all on and in the tree. This is the hen that Kojo buys with the loan he got. I don't see the sun in this picture. Kojo makes a nest for his hen from an old wash powder box and checks it for eggs every day. On the first day, he finds nothing. On the second, still no. But what is this? In the corner, under some straw, a smooth brown egg. Kojo is lucky indeed. His hen does seem to enjoy laying eggs. She lays 5 eggs the first week. Kojo and his mother eat 1 egg apiece, and he saves the other 3 for the market on Saturday. On market day, he walks among the stalls of fruits, vegetables, meats, kente cloths, and calabash bowls. He finds a good place to set down his small basket and call out for customers. Kojo sells 2 eggs to Ma Achempong and 1 to Ma Duodu. He clutches his egg money tightly so he won't lose it. He is about to pack up his basket and go home when he finds another treasure. Loose grains and bits of fruit fallen on the ground that can feed his hen. Slowly, slowly, Kojo's egg money grows. After 2 months, he saves enough to pay his mother back. In 4 months, he has enough to buy another hen. Now, Kojo can sell 5 eggs a week, and he and his mother have more to eat. After 6 months, he buys a 3rd hen, and he and his mother have an egg a day. Kojo is proud of his eggs, and his mother is proud of Kojo. Bit by bit, 1 small hen is making a difference. So here's a beautiful illustration of the marketplace. And this is a picture of a hen wearing a dress. There's another hen back here. Lady with a baby tied onto her back. Here and here. You see, it's part of the tradition of these people to carry things on their heads. Do you see the message in the illustration? These are the eggs that Kojo sells from the hen he bought. 1 year later, Kojo has built up his flock to 25 hens. He thinks the sound of the chickens clucking and skittering about their enclosure is better than the beating of festival drums. But collecting eggs from so many hens is hard work. His speckled hen tries to hide her eggs. Today he finds one under a cassava plant, and his white hens peck at him when he checks their nests. Then there is his brown hen with a bright red comb, his first and still his favorite. She always seems to have a smooth brown egg for him. Selling eggs at the market has given Kojo some savings. Maybe he will use his egg money to build a fine wooden chicken coop. Maybe he will buy some things his mother needs, such as a new water bucket and a good knife. Or maybe he can pay for something he's been dreaming of, fees and a uniform, so that he can go back to school. Your eggs have made us stronger, Kojo, says his mother. Now go to school and learn, for both of us. I think that one is the smartest investment of all. Now look at this hen with a book and the chickens on his back. Some are small and some are big, and one is pulling on his leg. And look how his mama is riding on that chicken. These are the chickens Kojo buys with the money he got from selling the eggs. So even though this story is a biography, there are some things about it that don't seem very real, especially in the pictures. Kojo's uniform feels stiff and new as he walks to school. With each step, his lips move silently, reciting the ABCs and the numbers he learned before his father died. In school, Kojo works hard to catch up with the other students on reading and spelling and arithmetic. Later, he learns to write essays and solve math and science problems, and he learns about his country's history and its resources, and about other countries in Africa and around the world. There are practical lessons for country life, too. How to filter drinking water with a cloth to remove parasites, how to use chicken manure and compost made from garbage to fertilize soil and grow vegetables. The lessons Kojo learns helps him care for his chickens. His dreams are growing bigger, but now he sees that he will need more education to make them come true. Kojo studies even harder and wins a scholarship to an agricultural college to learn more about farming. His mother will care for his chickens while he's away. At college, Kojo's dreams start to take shape, the shape of a farm of his own. So you see, agriculture is the study about farming. Wow, this is a beautiful illustration. Look how large he is compared to the building. And his book is large, but the other people are small from his classroom. Look at all the books. Look at the animals. Look at his happy face. This is the school Kojo attends with the fees he paid from the money he made selling eggs. And this, I believe, is a cocoa plant. I think cocoa grows from a tree, and that's where chocolate comes from. I'm pretty sure. I better check that out. After Kojo finishes college, he decides to take a big risk. He will use all the money he and his mother have saved to start a real poultry farm. He buys a large plot of land and enough wood and wire to build chicken coops. Now he needs hens, 900 of them, to start the farm. He needs another loan, and a big one. This time Kojo goes to a bank in Kumasi, a nearby town. When the banker hears that Kojo wants to buy 900 hens, he shakes his head. He does not want to lend money to a young man from a poor family. Kojo does not give up. He goes to the capital city, Accra, and visits the bank's headquarters. Kojo waits and waits to see the bank president. The bank is near closing when finally the president agrees to see him, but not for long. He is a busy man. Kojo tells the banker that he is schooling and will work hard. The banker has heard such stories before and frowns. Then Kojo tells him about the small loan and the brown hen and the egg money he has used to build his flock. The banker sits back in his chair. He taps his fingers together. This is not a story he hears every day. He smiles and nods. Kojo will get his loan. The banker and Kojo shake hands. Back home, Kojo buys his hens. Soon there will be eggs. So many eggs that he will need helpers to collect them all. This is the farm that Kojo builds using the lessons he has learned at college and a loan from the bank. Do you see how we keep having a cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect, one thing after another? One thing allows the next thing to happen. And this looks like the chickens in the chicken coop watching. This must be the moon, and Kojo shaking the hand of the banker from the site of the farm, which is very interesting. Kojo's hens are good layers. There are more than enough eggs for his village, so he travels to Kumasi to sell to the shopkeepers there. One shopkeeper is called Kwasi. Kojo knows him well. This man grew up in the same village that Kojo's father did and was his good friend. Kojo always goes to Kwasi's shop last and sometimes stays for supper. He likes to hear stories about his father, and he likes the peanut stew and palm oil soup that Kwasi's daughter makes. Her name is Amma, and she is a teacher. She has many stories about boys just like Kojo once was. Boys who want to learn and who have big dreams. Kojo loves these stories, and he visits more and more often. He wishes he could hear Amma's stories every day. One day, he asks if she will be his wife. Ama is proud to marry Kojo and join him on the farm. Soon Kojo and Ama are to be parents. As the years go by, they have 3 boys and 2 girls, all strong and clever. With the money from Kojo's eggs, they build a bigger house of cinder blocks and stucco. Kojo's mother comes to live with them and tend the garden. She will never have to sell firewood again. Look at this beautiful man. Do you notice how his mother seems to be flying on the air? Kojo with his chickens, look how strong he looks. And his children. I don't know what that animal is there. And there's his wife. Look at the size of that chicken coop. This is the family Kojo raises on the farm he built with money he made. One thing leads to another. Before long, many people are working on Kojo's farm. Men come to feed the chickens and clean the coops. Women collect the eggs and pack them in boxes. Still other workers drive the eggs to markets in Kumasi and Accra. The workers have families. In all, 120 people depend on the wages from Kojo's farm. Families like the Odonkors have enough food to eat and money for their children's school fees. Ma Adonkor can buy medicine when her daughter Adika falls ill. Pa Adonkor can rebuild the walls of their mud home with cinder blocks and buy wood-stamped Adinkra cloths for special occasions. The workers on Kojo's farm can even afford livestock of their own. Some families buy a goat, others a sheep, and some start with 1 brown hen. So do you see how his success has become a blessing for others? And as his business grows, he helps other people. I like the chicken on the lamb. These are the people Kojo hires to work on the farm he built. Kojo's farm is now the largest in Ghana, and his own town has grown too. Some people come to find jobs on the farm and build homes for their families. Others come to the town to open shops and sell wares to the workers. One day, as Kojo tallies the accounts, he hears a knock at the door. Adika Odonkor, all grown up now, is there. She greets Kojo and then holds out a small sack of coins. She tells Kojo that she has saved her wages. With just a bit more, she says, she could buy a mechanical grain mill and start a small business helping families turn their grain into flour. Would it be possible to have a small loan? Oh, now that we're coming full circle. Kojo knows Adika's family well. They have worked on the farm many years. He likes this idea, but he makes Adika promise that one day she will loan money to another family. This also reminds me of the story of the promise. Adika agrees, and bit by bit, as one person helps another, the lives of many families in the town improve, and so do the lives of their children. More children have enough to eat. More children go to school, and more children are healthy. Wow, this is a lot different than the life he had as a young man when he had to help his mother work. This is the town that grows as Kojo sells his eggs and pays his workers. That's a picture Mrs. Miller loves the most. Children learning and going to school. That's very nice. That's Adika. As the years pass, Kojo's poultry farm becomes the largest in all of West Africa. He is older now and a proud grandfather. His grandchildren visit often and help collect eggs. Where will this one go, they ask. And that one? To Bamako in Mali, Kojo replies. Or to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. Kojo's workers pack thousands of eggs a day, and Kojo feels proud each time an egg truck pulls away to make or to take food to families in neighboring countries. By now, Kojo has paid many taxes to the government of Ghana. So have his workers and the shopkeepers who sell his eggs. The government uses the tax money to build roads, schools, health clinics across the country. It uses the money to improve the port at Accra, where ships from many countries come to trade. One more egg truck drives away, and Kojo looks down at his youngest grandson. The next time the boy asks Kojo where an egg will go, Kojo will say, "To your future, my child." So this is in Ghana. This is Mali, Burkina Faso. This is the country that grows as businesses like Kojo's and Adika's prosper. Look at what a different place this is. And look how the illustrator has this chicken laying eggs here in the truck. And here's a hippo and an elephant walking up the side of the page. Look at the ship. Look at how things have changed in this place where he lives. I think we need to go back and check. We're going to compare and contrast the place where he was growing up under the sun to the place where he lives. Wow. It has changed. All because of one hen and someone who gave him money, a loan. It all started with one small loan to buy one brown hen. This is the way that one boy named Kojo, with one small loan to buy one brown hen, eventually changed the lives of his family, his community, his town, and his country. It all started with a good idea and a small loan that made it come true. Yes, it all started with one hen. And this is Kojo, the real man. This is the story of Kwabena Dako, a real boy from Ghana's Ashanti region who really did lose his father and have to help his mother support his family. Kwabena was born to poor parents who lived in a small town not far from Kumasi in central Ghana. He lost his father at an early age and had to start buying and selling things to pay for his school fees and help his family. Sometimes Kwabena's family did not know where the next meal would come from. Kwabena's mother remarried. Her new husband received a gift of 100 chicks from a missionary, and Kwabena raised them and sold their eggs. He won a scholarship to study poultry science at college in Israel and returned to Ghana to hone his farming skills. In 1966, he invested his life savings, less than $1,000, in land and chickens. Like Kojo, he needed a loan, and he too had a struggle to convince the bank to lend him money. Kwabena's business began to flourish, and he became successful. He never forgot how important it was to make loans available to people who wanted to start their own businesses, and he knew that banks were nervous about such loans. So he decided to start Sinapi Aba mustard seed trust to give out loans. The loans were small, only about $200 each, but they made a big difference. Since its funding, Sinapi Aba Trust has provided services to hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians, mostly loans for small businesses such as selling fruit or firewood, sewing clothes, baking snacks, transporting goods, or raising small livestock, like the hen that Kojo bought. For many years, a loan from Sinapi Aba was made to a group of people. Each member received a small amount of money, used it to make more money, and then paid it back. The whole group ensured that the loan was repaid each time. About 3/4 of the people who received loans were women, like Kojo's mother. Sinapi Aba became part of the Global Microfinance Network Opportunity International. You see, we're going to go check out that place. and Kwabena served on its board of directors. Today, Sinapi Aba is an independent savings and loan company. I often tell people that when I was young and struggling, somebody gave me a chance, says Kwabena. All I want to do now is be a part of something that gives young people the same break that I received.